Good morning, everybody. I want to talk to you about what's it like when you leave the narcissist and you go blank on them. What happens when you just quit on them? You just put them on block. Well, they freak out. They're used to having you all the time. And then they have their secondary, tertiary supply, your primary source supply. And so if you just leave them, you were split up before, so you kind of been separated maybe, or it's easy for you to just throw them on block. Don't quit with them. They're going to act all cool about it, of course, after maybe like a little bit of a rage moment. They're going to go out and they're going to get their secondary or tertiary supply, whatever they got, because they cheat on you all the time anyway. So it's nothing new. We know they're not exactly living a good life. They're going to go out with them for a little while and they're going to take them on a trip because they're going to make it seem like their life's so important and people just love them to death that they'll take them on a trip. And maybe they will take them on a trip, but they ain't you. That's like going to be a heavy downgrade from where they were with you. They're going to go do that, but see, that's a transaction because they're transactional. So they know when they go on a trip with a secondary, tertiary supply, it entails sex, whether they want to do it or not, and all of that type stuff. This is the thing. It's worth it to them because to them, they look at sex, it's free for them. There's no charge. It doesn't cost them anything. And they can get things for doing it. For most of us, they're not just going to be going in with everybody doing that kind of stuff. But the whole time they're on the trip, you know, they might have some really cool pictures. And it's always them being single in the picture so that they can post them so they look single. So again, they had such a great time. But, you know, the whole time they were there, they were destroying whoever they were with. It's not only that they're just not happy, but you have to always regulate the narcissist's emotions. When they start all these minuscule arguments, they flip out. They cause you to flip out if you're unaware of what they're dealing with. It ruins the whole day, the whole week, the whole weekend, whatever. And then they throw all their bad energy on you. So tell me, what kind of vacation with a narcissist is good? Because you know what's going to happen. If you're aware of what a narcissist is and how crappy they are, you're never going to go with them. And if you're unaware, you're going to go with them. And because you're unaware, you're going to let them switch fuel with you and throw all their nasty fuel on you. So then you're going to be pissed and annoyed because they flip that energy. They're throwing their pissed off energy on you. And that's supposed to be your vacation. Look at it like this. The whole time they're gone from you, even if they're not on a vacation, anywhere they go, anything they do, anything that's supposed to be awesome and grand is going to be horrible and ruthless, and it's going to be miserable from start to finish. And if it's not at the start, best believe by the time you get back, you're going to wish you never went. They have a way of just smushing stuff like this in your face. Never appreciative. Never say thank you. Do you ever hear like a narcissist say thank you to you? I'm not saying somebody out there that they're trying to win over with the fake mask. I'm talking about, did they ever tell you thank you? Not really. Again, negative reciprocity. If we turned everything into finances, just to give an idea how they think, it would be kind of like this. Every $100 that they put in, they get 1,000 back. That's how it is. That's negative reciprocity. And that's about the percentage or the rate of the return that they get. But the problem is when you treat people like that, it doesn't take very long for people to hate you. You really don't want to be in their presence. They disgust you. How about that? They'll go out with these people and then they'll be starting to stalk you already. You broke up with them. So that's a problem in itself because, you know, they got to win all the time. Or if you win, it's only because they helped you win. Thank you, narcissist. Thank you so much for helping me win because I'm too dumb to figure it out myself. Or I'm too dumb to know myself. You're too dumb to figure it out by yourself. That's how you got to sound. You got to just feed the ego of the narcissist so they know that they're secure in all their fakeness. So that's the thing with the narcissist. And if you fawn the crap out of them, narcissist, you're the best in the world. There's nobody like you. They're like, when God says they're unequally yoked with us, it's absolutely, there's no better way of putting it. Unequally yoked, the more you look at between us and the narcissist, when you're ready, if you're over the situation, okay, I'm just going to let it go and I'm going to go back to them. You let whatever argument it is they started and you go back to them and you're like, I'm just going to start all over just like the narcissist wants to do. Like, forgive and forget. And we can't talk about it anymore because we dealt with it already. We didn't deal with it. We just didn't talk about it. We just forgave him for doing nothing. And you go back to them and it's like, yeah, I want to come back to you, right? For instance, I care about you and I want to stay with you. And narcissist is going to be ready to break up with you now because they conquered you. I mean, this is how it works. It's just ridiculous. It's like oil and water. You can never smush oil and water together. They always have two different layers. They could never equalize. It's like a pressure gradient and the whole consistency of it. And that's how it is with narcissists. It would be like you trying to dry a pan that you just washed and they're actively dumping water on it at the same time. That's kind of how your relationship with the narcissist is. And this is how it is. And you wonder why you go crazy after a while. First of all, they're the ones in the control. When you're creating the crazy making, it's not as crazy as the person creating the crazy making because they know their agenda, they know where it's coming from, and they know what they're doing. So it's not crazy making in a sense. It's crazy making because they are coming up with the crazy narrative and crazy ideas and crazy traps that they're putting on you when you're supposed to be a lover. They're supposed to be watching out for you as if it was themselves. That's how much they love you. But no, they're not doing that at all. They're actually trying to trap you, beat you down, destroy you, and take everything you have, all undercover. And some of it not even undercover. Some of it they'll smash it and smush it right in your face, be like mock you. You got to remember when you leave these people all of these things and not forget. See, that's the thing. A lot of times when you guys get in this argument and the narcissist doesn't know what to do because there is no way they can lie themselves out of it, then they just go ghosts. And then they'll just come back after time has been gone. Several months or several weeks or several days. And they know that you're just going to get over it. And that you have been taught and trained not to talk about it anymore. So you're just going to let it go. But the problem is after a while, you let it go, you let it go, you let it go. There's no justice. There's always an injustice. You get frustrated and bitter after a while. We like to have justice in our world. The narcissist is consistently antitrust and judgmental and critical, and they're always right, and that's an injustice to you. And you can't love yourself and be in the mix of that all the time. When people say you got to love yourself and you're like, well, what does that mean? I mean, yeah, it's boundaries. It's boundaries, and boundaries are for who? They're for everybody. And that's what I learned. But next is, if you can't discuss things that need to be discussed, you can't get to the root of a problem, you can't come together and work together to come to an understanding, an agreement, and have a conversation. You should be able to have a conversation about anything, really. If it's your love partner and it's legit love partner, it's someone that cares about you, they want to grow with you, you should be able to answer any question. You need to be able to be receptive to the right level. You got to give them what is their justice due if they're going to be honest with you with everything. You need to at least be able to hear them out. I'm talking about legit people. You can't just find a little bump in the road and then, you know, I think a lot of people post waking up, but not fully healed. The first bump in the road, they're like Ricochet Rabbit or something, man. Like, bing, bing, bing. You know, they're out of there. And you can't do that. That shows that now you're toxic. That's why you have to heal. You have to raise up your vibration. And that means to say, when when people say when you're with a narcissist, after you leave them, if you don't heal, you're going to be at the same level that narc left you at, a little bit higher. So you're raising up a little bit more because they're not destroying you every day, but they brought you down so low, you believed a lot of those words that they've been telling you year after year after year. They conditioned you. Yeah, they're gone, but here you go. If you don't heal, you're at a low level, but you're not being destroyed anymore, so you're not continually dropping. But at the same time, the narcissist brought a little bit of security to you because at least you had somebody around if you were dealing with codependency. If you're not healed, you're going to run right into anxiety and depression. And that is part of your healing, though. You're going to have to go through that. But you have to also wrap your mind around everything's going to be okay and how to get beyond that. If you don't, you're going to be an anxious wreck and you're never going to grow. And then if you go out with somebody, you're going to be at the same narc level. So you're going to be attracting all of those people on that plane. And that's not good. That's why if you don't heal first, after leaving a narcissist, then you're going to be getting hit with people from the same dimension that your ex was on, which is the third dimension. And the third dimension, this is where you find, I'm going to break it down for you. This is where you find thieves, robbers, people that are abusive. It's an abusive vibration. So if you're riding and residing on that level, then you're going to be one of those types that say, well, I could never find a good man or a good woman. Well, this is deep, y'all. You don't hear this that much on any other channels. But that's because you're sitting on the narc vibration. And when you're riding on a vibration right here, there's never going to be a good man or woman on this vibration because it's an abusive vibration. You need to heal and go inside and be by yourself for a while so you can raise your vibration up to here. And on this plane and on this level, you can find a man or a woman that is not toxic, and there is a good one out there for you, you see? But when you are with the narcissist, you come down to here, and then they step on you and they perform witchcraft on you, and then they condition you and train you just like your family did, and it pulls you down to here. And then you don't have faith to get up to here, or even where you were before. And that's why people, they deal with a breakup and they stay down here. Even worse than when they met the narcissist. They might have been here. But you know, you should, when you meet, wherever you met the narcissist, you really need to even escalate higher than when you met the narcissist, because you were unawoke, you see. Your healing should be, if you leave the narcissist, you're down here and you've been beat up. You go inside, and first of all, your first chore is to heal enough to get to where you were before you met the narcissist. That's just what we would consider and call back to baseline. But then you should be able to elevate even to the next level. Some people call it the fifth dimension. That's fine, whatever you want to call it. But it is on the chart. The vibration level and the personality all reside on the charts at these levels. But when you're in on the narc level, you're kind of like, if you listen to something, let's say if you listen to the piano and somebody singing church music, like really good stuff, I'm talking about fired up and everybody's really into it spiritually, that's like a high vibrational song. That's got a vibration to it. That's, yo, it's awesome, right? Okay, that's how you feel. But when you're listening to, say, Rage Against the Machine, that vibration is down here and it's pulling you down. And it's anger-based music. The whole vibration of it is low. Well, that's the same thing. When you're on the narc vibration, you're on that kind of a level. You're vibrating on a negative level instead of vibrating softly at a high level because you're more raised up off it and floating. I don't know, man. It sounds stupid maybe, but this is what I'm getting at, man. I'm trying to give you a scenario that makes sense for you. But anyway, you can give me a like, subscription, thumbs up. Love y'all. Please don't worry about the narcissist. Worry about healing. Love y'all. We out.